Hi guys, my name is Mark Seymour. I'm the Managing Director of TRG, based here in Cape Town, South Africa. Today I wanted to give you a quick overview of riteSCAN Mobile Warehouse for SYSPRO. Now riteSCAN is not a new player as it relates to warehouse and shop floor data collection applications in the SYSPRO community, but I have to give it to RiteSoft. They have really done a great job in terms of enhancing this product, really taking it to the next level. riteSCAN presents today as a feature-rich shop floor, labor, and warehouse management solution available to the SYSPRO community, and one that is so quickly implemented, so easy to use, but really packs a punch in terms of features added to enhance your standard feature set available in SYSPRO, but now available on handheld scanners, touchscreen PCs, tablets, anything Android-based, anything Windows-based. riteSCAN is available to you. What I'm going to do now is take you through the product as it relates to some of the core modules, and as we step through this, going to take a quick little feature, or let's say spotlight on some of the new features that riteSCAN have released. Available later on will be a more deep dive into some of the core areas like manufacturing, distribution, labor tracking, but today let's have a few minute quick overview of riteSCAN Mobile Warehouse for SYSPRO. So to start off our journey, let's start with the Windows touchscreen client. Now, riteSCAN, as mentioned, does come in a variety of platforms or functions on a variety of platforms, whether those be Windows devices, Android devices, or Win Mobile, Win CE, etc. Now, as we travel through, much of the functionality that riteSCAN is capable of performing, you will see presented in the touchscreen client. This functionality effectively duplicated onto the other device types, meaning that should your operators be able to work the one device, they can work them all. So very simply, riteSCAN kicking off a made for SYSPRO application set, integrates to SYSPRO through the E.NET Business Object layer or SYSPRO's E.NET integration layer. And what this means is riteSCAN performs, acts in a way that is governed by SYSPRO. Securities, procedures, everything is managed. Your operators may not do anything that SYSPRO would not allow them to do in the SYSPRO front end. So very quickly, let's jump in. We're just going to sign in with our SYSPRO username and password and company and password. You'll notice that those can be defaulted to speed things up for the operator. So as mentioned, we're going to do a very quick overview of the product here today. Later on, myself and my colleague Gareth Mostert will take you through the individual modules for a closer spotlight or deep dive look into the individual functional areas. So here, what are we looking at when we log into riteSCAN to start off? Very simply, riteSCAN is categorized into inventory, orders, picking, manufacturing, and utilities, as you can see by these tabs along the bottom. Within inventory, basic warehouse transactions from inventory query to a warehouse transfer, bin transfer, stock take, quantity adjustment, expense issue, miscellaneous receipt, or otherwise known as inventory receipt, and a bin query. Now, these functional areas are grouped into modules and sold on a modular basis. Everything within riteSCAN is sold on a modular basis. So what that means is we can buy what we need rather than spending a huge amount and simply going for a full product set. Now we can build up our product in bite-sized chunks in line with how our organization adopts technology and or any budget restraints or restrictions. So let's have a very quick squiz at one of the screens just so we can understand the layout of riteSCAN. Let's jump into a warehouse transfer. Here, very simply, an operator can scan in a particular stock code. They could scan in a supplier barcode, a customer barcode, and we would cross-reference and pick up your stock code. Here, enter a quantity that's going to be moved. You'll notice fields from and to. Fields within riteSCAN can be defaulted. So if operators are needing to perform transactions or perform certain transactions on a repetitive basis, we can default fields so that they don't have to input or capture that information over and over again. Couple things on typical screen layout, and you'll notice this is uniform across the product and in all transactional areas. In each screen, you've got an inventory query icon. Here, presenting detail about stock on hand, various availability, and also broken down into various bin or bins if you are using multiple bins in your facility. Further on, you also have things like warehouse browsers, lot browsers if you're lot traceable, and bin browsers, again, if you're using multiple bins and you want to make it easier for your operators to locate or find stock. We won't perform transactions in this very quick overview, but that does give you an idea of typical screen layout. Moving into some of the other functional areas within riteSCAN, you have orders, hosts, sales orders, purchase orders, dispatch notes, and you will see goods in transit in and out. Yes, GIT typically within the inventory type transaction set, but of course we would use get-ins when we do SCT transfers. So within this space, we have a number of ways of performing PO receipts and sales order transactions. Each and every one of those linked up or integrated for label printing requirements. Again, moving on very quickly, we jump into picking. Here again, we provide a far more controlled or detailed mechanism to process the pick transactions. riteSCAN very nicely accommodates for the full range of sales order transaction types within SYSPRO, whether it be a simple back order to ship pick, or you want to take advantage of the stock reservation functionality, or you might just want to simply scan against sales orders and validate the stock that is already in ship. Moving all the way down to potentially using dispatch notes. Use riteSCAN to pick and trigger dispatch notes, and again, use riteSCAN to scan against those dispatch notes used. Packing functionality, very straightforward. If you're one of those companies that pick and pack items, here riteSCAN is a very quick plug-and-play solution to drop in, allow for the creation of boxes against orders, pack items into boxes, and have a clear understanding of box numbers and what is the contents of those boxes. Moving into the manufacturing side of things, it's all catered for, from issuing materials through kit issues and or specific issues, all the way through to your job receipting. If you have a requirement to capture labor, there are 2 available mechanisms for labor capture. Both of them will be subject to later on deep dive videos. But here, what riteSCAN has done really well, job issues, very simple. Enter my job number. I can view my allocations quickly and easily. I can pick, enter a quantity, issue, but here what you can see is pallet. So riteSCAN has excellently brought in some really, really powerful pallet management features for SYSPRO, linking to each and every transaction. So what this means is, moving all the way back to a PO receipt, if I would like to, I can receipt product directly off a PO receipt onto a pallet and move that pallet around all follow-on transactions in riteSCAN. Meaning I've created a pallet, I can then have mixed items, mixed lots, mixed cereals, all picked or stacked onto that pallet, scan a single ID and perform a warehouse transfer or a job issue or a sales order pick. The option is yours. But pallet functionality within riteSCAN as an add-on to the already powerful base SYSPRO functionality is a really, really powerful addition to the product. So if you are a business that uses pallets, needs pallets, great addition to the organization. Very simple things and quickly. Job receipting. Here, if we have devices sitting at the end of the line or at the end of production, here we can process job receipts, trigger off labels for application, but also couple in additional transactions like automated kit issuing of materials, potentially the capture and automated capture and issue of labor time. All of this is possible within riteSCAN, coupled as batch transactions or as individual transactions to match your steps. As we jump onto the utilities page, here we can see pallet staging and pallet maintenance. Pallet staging, really powerful addition or recent addition to riteSCAN. What we're able to do here is stage goods for issue to work in progress. Stage the build of a pallet and process that as an inventory movement throughout. Stage orders or build pallets specific to orders, validated against orders, and then scan a single barcode for issue. So So pallet staging, really, really powerful addition to riteSCAN and a true game changer as it relates to pretty much most environments we see. What else is sitting in utilities? Really just integrations to label printing and a little bit about riteSCAN here. In general, riteSCAN presents as a truly feature-rich, rapidly implemented, very intuitive and easy to use product set available to SYSPRO users. The product is tried and tested amongst thousands of users worldwide, and I would have to say congratulations to RiteSoft for what they've brought into the product recently with, as mentioned, pallet management, the labor tracking functionality allowing for clock on and clock off, and the capture of elapsed time. Really powerful addition into the products. They've brought in functionality allowing for customization. So if you have specific needs, we are able to now build you custom interfaces that suit your environment. The product, really solid. You see, what you see is what you get. And I can only, from a TRG perspective, recommend this to any particular SYSPRO organization. Thank you for your time. I suggest you take a look at some of the deep dive videos. These will be grouped into manufacturing, orders, and inventory. We will also have special spotlight videos on labor tracking and the use of pallets within your organization. Otherwise, if you have any queries, please drop a mail to sales@trg.co.za for a personalized run through of the product. Thank you. Have a good day.